Well, I agree with Barry Diller 1,000%. I mean, we've entered crazy town in crypto land. I mean, last year, we talked about silly season with the advent of day trading and my very good friend David Portnoy getting into that. Just 2 days ago, he recommended something called SafeMoon, which has 5 zeros to the right of the decimal point. He recommended it not knowing whether it was a Ponzi scheme or a legitimate cryptocurrency or whatever you want to call it. Today, it's down 30% from that level. 2 nights ago, something called KlueCoin was launched, and its value went to $125 million in a matter of hours. Look, at the end of the day, sovereign governments will outlaw, as Kelly was just suggesting, the medium exchange component of these cryptocurrencies. There'll be a digital dollar. You don't even need a safe coin. I would agree entirely with Barry Diller that this is a mania. This is a fad. This is just plain nuts.
Are people going to go to jail over this, one way or another?
I don't know, Tyler. It's hard to tell because when you see people going out and recommending these things, or whether it's, Elon Musk, listen, for whom I have enormous respect because he is in so many ways a genius and a transformational figure in business, and yet he's been so mercurial about how he's going to use Bitcoin. Will it be used to buy a Tesla? Mm-hmm. Yes. Will it be used to buy a Tesla 1 month later? No. I don't know what happens when all these guys are on Twitter, saying buy Doge, it's going to the moon, or all these other recommendations that the retail public, investing public, is taking to heart. I think it's extraordinarily dangerous. I don't know, as long as they put some caveats in their commentary, whether or not there's legal risk.
Right. Let me bring Kate back into the conversation and get her to react to what Ron, you have just said. But I also want to ask a question, Kate, if I might, assuming Kate's still there. And it is this. What I hear all the time is, well, listen, they can't make any. Bitcoin is a fixed number. There's a fixed number of Bitcoin. Who says?
So that's the way it was created. There's 21 million that can ever be mined. So this might take actually.
But why can't they create more? Why can't somebody say, oh, well, now we're going to do Bitcoin 2.0, and it's going to be another tranche of 21 million.
Exactly.
Or billion, or whatever.
Within the sort of Bitcoin ecosystem, this is sort of the way that the code was written, and why a lot of people have said that, supporters think it's brilliant because they say you can only hit that amount. You would have to go in and change the way this thing was made, and it's apparently not possible. And that's why a lot of these other Bitcoin not exact copycats, but you've seen a lot of other cryptocurrencies pop up to say, we are the next Bitcoin or we're the next Ethereum. And that's why you've seen this robust sort of other ICO market there are smaller cryptocurrencies that claim to sort of be, whether they have unlimited supply. Dogecoin's an example. You could buy as much as you want of that, and you could really create some of these and these newer cryptocurrencies really out of thin air. So I think that's sort of where you're seeing sort of people come in and make the unlimited supply, and Bitcoin is unique in that way.
I think that goes right to what Ron is talking about here. You use the phrase, these things can be created right out of thin air, and that does sort of feel like.
And Tyler,
well, I am ignorant about this. Let me just, in full disclosure, say that.
Tyler, if I may, this
Ron.
is exactly the criticism. This is exactly the criticism that people level at the Fed, that they create dollars out of thin air in a fractional reserve banking system, which is only partly true. Remember that the dollar is backed by the size of our economy, interest rate differentials, growth differentials, assets in the country, business dynamism, political stability. Cryptocurrencies are more fiat than fiat. They're backed by nothing but algorithms. I mean, this to me, I've never understood it. I've been entirely wrong on price. I just think this is nonsensical, just as some of the internet companies that we saw in 1999. If you go back, remember Zapata Corporation, a fish and bone meal company that changed its name to Zapata.com, and the stock went crazy, and then they disappeared in a certain sense? I just think it's no more than that. And I just think it's a flight of fancy that, we get caught up in these speculative episodes every 5-10 years. And in my mind, this is just another one of them. And I think they're wildly dangerous for individual investors.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.